Broadcasting System.
Sa boses mo, kami nakikinig. Sa himig mo, puso'y sumisigla. Balibat kwento ng ating bayan. Hatid mo'y pag-asa sa bawat tahanan. Voice Radio, Boses ng Bayan 105.3 sa Katarman. Sama-sama, isang diwa. Nagmamahal na serbisyo at saya. Tinig ng masa. Bawat boses ay may halaga. Tuloy-tuloy ating malakbay. Dito sa Voice Radio, buhay na tunay. Balita, musika, opinion, serbisyo. Lahat nandito sa himig ng totoo. Kasama nyo kami araw-araw buong taon. Sa Katarman at para sa Nortehanon. Voice Radio, Boses ng Bayan 105.3 sa Katarman. Sama-sama, isang diwa. Dito sa Voice Radio, buhay na tunay. 105.3 sa puso ng Northern Samar. Sa Katarman, 105.3 sa Katarman. Serbisyo saya, tinig ng masa. 105.3 sa puso ng Northern Samar. You're tuned in to Voice Radio 105.3 FM. Katarman.
This is Amapola Broadcasting System, loving Mother Nature. This is Amapola Broadcasting System, caring for the environment.
Checker time, Philippine Standard Time. It's 11 minutes past the hour of 8 in the evening. And magandang gabi, Northern Samar. Welcome to the A Request Zone with the official princess and the only crystal maiden of the radio. I'm GAIL SPARKS. Be with me from 8 down 10 tonight. Let's hear your favorite songs. Kahit anong genre man ho iyan. Yep, as long as available sa playlist, I'll gonna play it for you. And don't forget to include to whom you are dedicating the song to. Okay? And we have 4 ways to listen to our program for tonight. First, through the radio. Second, Facebook Live. Third, YouTube. Yes po, naka-live rin ho tayo ngayon sa YouTube and the link is posted on our caption sa Facebook page namin. And lastly, via live stream. So kung namamati ka mo yan na sa Facebook and once mag-play na ang mga song request niyo, kindly click the link provided sa caption para may route come sa live stream kay diri ta mahihimo nga i-play ang mga kanta via Facebook Live due to copyright policy and there is a high possibility nga i-mute kita ni Facebook. Okay? And of course, good evening to the students of the University of Eastern Philippines, Northern Samar Colleges. Ngan shout out sa mga estudyante nga nag-aaram at the same time namamati sa amo niya na ma-open nga gabi guys. Of course, I should not forget. Happy Fiesta to the people of Laoang. Yeah, hello guys. How's the energy out there? I know the streets are alive, the tables are full, and the music is non-stop, for sure. Sini nga panguraso, nagtuturo ka ang mga bidyusing kong natin dida. Diba? Highlighting how Filipino people love to sing. And we're lucky. Also, I'm lucky because in most situation, music loves us too, right? We have 7,000 viewers. Actually, I need to check 4 outlets tonight. So on my personal account, we have 4 viewers. Hi, Eunice Costa Ballesta. First honor. Oy, Engineer Solarista. Hi, sir. Good evening. How are you? Namatrong ka sa lawang. Hi also to Jomar Abayon. Christian Lobos. Hi, Christian. Hi to the beautiful Kaizel Morales. Susing. Alrighty, it's 14 minutes past the hour of 8 in the evening sa mga kaka-join lang ng program. Ito po ang A Request Zone wherein we will be listening to your favorite songs kahit anong genre, and again, don't forget to include the person or to include to whom you are dedicating the song to. Okay? We have another, hold on. I need to check another page. Hi to Lynn Bautista, to Ate Mona Rica, Miranda. Sino yung dalawa? Wait lang. I could not see them. Also, hi to Inday Beauty. Hi girly. How are you? Tawad ko yung kanina, messenger notes. Alrighty, 15 minutes past the hour of 8. That is the Philippine Standard Time. You're still locked and loaded here on the newest radio station in town and in the province of Northern Samar. This is 105.3 Voice Radio with the official princess and the only crystal maiden of the radio. My name is GAIL SPARKS. If you have shout outs, you can comment it via Facebook Live. Also, you can text or you can send a message to our smart line. That's 0962-919-8593. Once again, that's 0962-919-8593. Otro. 0962-919-8593. 16 minutes past the hour of 8. Kahilig natin mag-time check. Hello to Ranja Dulay, Brother Rafael, Lynn Bautista. Okay, we're gonna read the shout-outs later. Let's hear first our first song for tonight. This is Cinderella by Cap of Joe. And you're still locked and loaded here. Wait lang. Because we are experiencing technical difficulties. Just give me a minute. Kaping mainit. Wait lang. 17 minutes past the hour of 8. Again and again, that is the Philippine Standard Time. And our first song for tonight is... Alrighty, our first... Pasensya na po, medyo nagkakaroon lang ng technical difficulties. But our first song for tonight is Cinderella by Cup of Joe. Keep it locked in here with the official princess and the only crystal maiden of the radio. My name is GAIL Sparks. In the program, A Request Zone. Keep it locked in here.
Unti-unti nang napapagod, sa aking puso'y humahagod, sa paghintay hanggang sa dulo, ako'y nalulunod. Hindi inaas
Kasama nyo kami araw-araw buong taon sa katarman at para sa Nortehano. Voice Radio, boses ng bayan, Convo 5.3 sa katarman. Sama-sama, iisang diwa dito sa Voice Radio, sa puso ng Northern Samar. Katarman.
31 minutes past the hour of 8 in the evening, and welcome back to the program A Request Zone, only here on 105.3 Voice Radio Katarman with the official princess, the only crystal maiden of the radio. I'm GAIL SPARKS, and this is the second stretch of the program. Someone's asking, anong meron sa program mo, GAIL? This is a request show, so kung may mga gusto kayong marinig na kanta, or kung gusto mong mabago yung mood mo tonight by just listening to your favorite song, pwede naman. Yeah, just drop that message to our Facebook Live. And please don't forget to include to whom you are dedicating this song to. Okay? You may also send your messages to 0962 919 8593. Again, 0962 919 8593. And for those who haven't liked our Facebook page yet, kindly like it now. Kindly hit it. Yeah, that's Voice Radio Katarman. Kulay blue yung logo. And currently, we have 10,000 viewers all the way from Katarman. And from Northern Samar. Hello to... Sino to? Amon Ray. Hello to Amon Ray Solomon Salmen. Parang ano lang to tongue twister. Amon Ray Solomon Salmen. Hindi, nice name. Hello to you, sir or ma'am. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, hi to Inday Beauty and to Brother Rafael. Shout out sa mga brothers out there sa Missionary Oblates of Mary Immaculate, and of course to Rosales family in Barangay Yakal. Hello po, thank you so much for tuning in. Inday Beauty, I'm good, still brown out. Nangatawak sa yung kanina messenger notes. Oo, pero nag-react siya walito. Ungod la. Hello to Ian, but he's using Mango Bravo. Hi Ian, how are you? He's one of my colleagues in the corporate industry. We have a caller. Wait lang, may first caller tayo. Alrighty, we have our first caller for tonight. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, can you sing? Can you dance? Charot. What's your name? Ate, you're on air. Hello, 1369. What's your name? Si Limuel. Ay, wait lang. Sa comment pala yun. Hello. Ate, you're on air. Hello. Sige, tawag ka na lang ulit. Hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan. How to drop this? Tawag ka na lang ulit, ate. Hello to Chelsea. Hi, pretty Chelsea. Hello to you. Kumusta ka tonight? Also, hi to the people in Barangay Yakal. And going back, hi Ian. he's one of my good friends in the corporate industry. At sobrang, ano ba? Ano pa tabang term? Basta ang lakas ng sense of humor neto na kapag every time magkatabi kami ng ano bang tabang term? Magkatabi kami every time sa duty. Sobrang tawa kami ng tawa kasi yung sense of humor niya sobrang excellent. Hello to Ate Mona Rica Miranda. Ate, taga saan ka? UEP or Kawayan? And to Amon Ray Solomon. Yeah, it's Limuel. Also, hi Sir Efren Inreras Moreno. Shout out sa mga gwapo nga taga Daganas. Shout out! Thank you, sir, for tuning in. And of course, to Infante Daguhoy Angie. She is listening from Alegria, San Isidro, Philippines. And yeah, if you haven't liked our page yet, kindly hit it now. Like mo na yan. Voice Radio Katarman, kulay blue yung logo. And by the way, this program is brought to you by Pulse One, Lifestyle and Fitness, by Asta Sun, and by Ayo Sabon. Kindly hit like my Facebook page as well. That's GAIL Sparks, GAIL SPARKS. And as what I have mentioned last week, we will be having our topic for tonight para naman medyo may matutunan kayo ng konti within the span of 2 hours or 1 hour. Our topic for tonight is what keeps you motivated even when life gets hard. Yep. I want to hear you may share your thoughts, your point of views, or your hinanakit in life about the topic. Kindly share it to our text line. It's 0962-919-8593. Again, that's 0962-919-8593. Or you may also comment your ideas or your thoughts to our Facebook Live. Punta ho kayo sa page ng Voice Radio Katarman. Para hindi lang ako yung makabasa, pati yung mga viewers na rin. Of course, before I forget. Hello sa mga grammar guru natin dyan. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Hindi. Hi to Marvy. She's one of my classmates in elementary. Umaten ka sa sa reunion. For sure. Also, hi to Kuya. Wait lang, I need to get back to... Inchik Lianyo de Asis, to Bogs, Rosel Abanaglara, to Althea Zarain Brenzuela, to Kuya Robert Panago, isa sa mga sikat na content creators ng Samar. Hi Kuya, shout out. I hope you are tuning in now. Also, hi to Salvador Barsolaso, to Cesar Brain Barandino. Hi Kuya Dondon. Hi Kuya Dondon, and to Barandino family in Baybay. Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. Kumusta kayo? I hope you're doing fine. Also hi to Emilda Estoy. And to Sir Efren Inreras Moreno. They are the people who commented on my post. Mayon pa sa ubos, wait lang. Already 39 minutes past the hour of 8. What keeps you motivated even when life gets hard? Ikaw. Koan, Dimwell. Iyan. Alam ko, yung mga point of view ninyo about neto sobrang lalim. I wanna know your thoughts about this one. Again, what keeps you motivated even when life gets hard? 40 minutes past the hour of 8. Sa mga need uminom ng tubig sa oras na ito, uminom na kayo. At sa mga estudyante na nakikinig, sa mga estudyante na nag-aaral, at the same time nakikinig sa oras sa amin, thank you so much for multitasking with us. Siyempre, happy birthday sa mga nagsa-celebrate ng kanilang birthday today, and happy anniversary as well sa mga nagsa-celebrate ng kanilang anniversary. Ganun. Hi to Christina Palacio, Balbarosa Hermonishoria. Sino pa? Already, again, someone's asking, bagong join lang ng program. This is a request zone wherein we will be playing your favorite songs, kahit anong genre man ho iyan. As long as available, ipi-play ko yan para sa'yo. And don't forget to include to whom you are dedicating the song to. And then, another reminder, kung namamati ka mo sa Facebook Live, yan na. If you'll notice, once na mag-play na kita mga songs, change na mo ang background due to copyright policy. Okay? Because there is a high possibility na i-mute kita ni Facebook once na magtukar ang mga kanta via Facebook Live. So, the best thing that you can do is once we shift the stretch into playing your songs, kindly click the link provided in the caption, and then you can listen via live stream. Okay? Sa mga taga-Katarman who are tuned in now, and those who are tuned in as well in Laoang. Happy Fiesta, guys. Already 42 minutes past the hour of 8. On our next stretch, we will be discussing our topic again and again. Yeah, I want to hear your point of view about this. What keeps you motivated even when life gets hard? So let's take a quick break. Let's listen some of your songs, and we're gonna be back. Here is Carrera by Beanie. It's 43 minutes past the hour of 8. That is the Philippine Standard Time. You're still locked and loaded here on the newest radio station in town and in the province of Northern Samar. This is 105.3 Voice Radio, Katarman, with the official princess and the only crystal maiden of the radio. My name is GAIL Sparks. Keep it locked in here. Standard Time, 2 minutes past the hour of 9 in the evening. Welcome to the third stretch of the program. Ito pa rin ang A Request Zone with the official princess and the only crystal maiden of the radio. My name is GAIL Sparks, only here on 105.3 Voice Radio, Katarman. Hello to Celia Ronato, Jinky, wait lang. Hello Celia Ronato, Jinky Sahuyan, Valenteros, Marvy, wala man update, Kamingos at GC. Yep, mga busy ang peoplets. Yep, that is correct, Limwell. Para sa elementary homecoming. Hi to Kuya Solsi Kilbio. Thank you so much for tuning in. Inday Beauty, pasular na yan. Ay. From Engineer Solarista. Hello to Jasper Imbili Planes. Hi to Melanie Banado Rusila. Hi Lonnie Bells. I miss you on air too. And now we're back. Sito nagtawag kanina. Tawag o true. Yeah, you may also drop your messages to 0962-919-8593. And by the way, guys, we have 4 ways to listen to the program tonight. First is via Facebook Live. Punta kayo sa Facebook page namin or sa personal accounts ko at ni Sir Amir. And then you could also join us on YouTube Live. And then lastly, via live stream. So this program is a request show. That means I will be playing song requests. But then again, we could not fully play the songs via live due to copyright policy. So the best thing that you can do is to click the link na provided po sa post namin. Then ma-route kayo sa live stream. Okay? And our topic for tonight is, I know may masasagot si Lani neto kasi she's into motivation as well and life thoughts, basta about life. What keeps you motivated even when life gets hard? And we have our first answer. Hi, Sir Efren Inreras Moreno. Good evening. We have our first answer for tonight. Again, our topic is what keeps you motivated even when life gets hard? And our first message from hold on. Yeah, we have one message or one response from Chelsea Verbo. As she shared, what keeps me motivated even when life gets hard is the purpose I hold close to my heart. As a shiftee from veterinary medicine to hospitality management, the transition was not easy. It came with doubts, adjustments, and the pressure of starting over. But I remind myself why I choose this path. I'm now in my 4th year of hospitality management, and what drives me is the desire to grow and learn, not just for myself, but for the people I deeply care about. I want to be able to provide for my family, especially my lola and lolo, who have always supported me and believed in my potential. More than that, I also do this for my inner child, the younger version of me who once dreamed big. More than that, I also do this for my inner child, the younger version of me who once dreamed big but did not always have the resources or support. I want to show that little version of me that we made it, that we kept going, kept growing, and never gave up. My motivation is not just about finishing a course, it's about honoring my journey, overcoming challenges, and becoming someone my past self my family, and my future can be proud of. Thank you. Ang galing naman. I love that. Ang lalim ng Chelsea. Parang pang ano lang pang pageant. Ang galing. I love your point of view about this. And it's so inspiring. And based on what you said, shifting courses is never easy. But the way you turned those doubts into determination is truly admirable. Grabe. And doing it not just for yourself, but for your family and even your younger self shows how deep your purpose really is. So keep holding on to that motivation. And I know, we know, you're already proving that every sacrifice and challenge is worth it. And I know your lolo, your lola is, especially your inner child, is so proud of you. I'm also proud of you, Chelsea. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing this. Medyo padami ng padami yung viewers natin. Again, Chelsea, thank you so much for sharing your point of view. I really appreciate the energy and the time you allotted to share this. And you're truly an inspiration to everyone. And as far as I know, Chelsea is is an SK chairman, right? Oo, sobrang dami niyang ginagawa. At the same time, nami-maintain pa rin niya yung relationship niya with her friends and with her family, especially to her lolo and lola. And of course, to us, to her new friends, nagkakilala sa gym. Hello to Laika and to Jessa. Also to Coach. And sa mga nandun ngayon sa polls, hold on. Sa polls 1. Hello guys. Beverly Grace M. Dato is tuned in. Hi Bev. Also Ricardo Freheliana. Mabel Sumayang Albes. Hi Mabel. How are you tonight? Brother Rafael is tuned in as well. And Fallen by Lola Amor is requested by Chelsea. And this song is dedicated to her boyfriend, Lancelot. We're gonna play that later. Thanks, Chelsea. Hi to Jasper in Billy Planes. AC Cardenas, Karina Jean, Althea Ortego, Marvy Barandino, Alderito Naza, Immortal Tumandao, Mango Bravo, Jonah Kal-El, Kuya Sol Kilbio, and Brother Rafael. And I still need more. I want more of your thoughts about our topic for tonight. Again, what keeps you motivated even when life gets hard? And you may share your thoughts or point of view via Facebook Live, or you may text 0962-919-8593. Again, that's 0962-919-8593. And if you haven't liked our page yet, kindly hit it now. It's Voice Radio Katarman. The logo is color blue. 9:11, that is the Philippine Standard Time. On the next stretch, I will be sharing my thoughts about our topic. We will be discussing that. Yep. And let me just check. Hold on. 12 minutes past the hour of 9, and currently we have over 500 views on our Facebook Live. Just keep on dropping your messages, your shout outs, and if you wanted to hear your favorite songs, just message us, just comment on Facebook Live, or again on our text line I mentioned a while ago. So let's take a break. Or let's take a quick break. Medyo mahirap i-pronounce yun 13 down 9, that is a Philippine Standard Time. And let's hear Sigurado by Bel Mariano. Keep it locked in here on 105.3 Voice Radio Katarman with the official princess and the only crystal maiden of the radio, GAIL Sparks.
Nararamdaman, minsan kahit ang labo mo, nahuhulog pa rin ang puso ko sa'yo. Ano bang sagot sa kata?